Yo, what's going on everyone? Coach District here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to tap strafe on controller inside of Apex Legends. Now, today's guide is going to be how to set up a tap strafe bind on your controller in Steam. I know not everyone plays on Steam. Some people play on Origin. You can transfer your Origin account to a Steam account completely for free. I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video. There's plenty of guides on how to do that already, but it is an option just so you know. Also, this does not work on console. I'm very sorry. You can only tap strafe on PC. Fortunately for you though, we are partnered with Apex Gaming PCs to bring you guys really awesome beast up computers at a super affordable price. I personally am playing on an Apex Gaming PC right now as we speak, and I, alongside some professional computer builders, specifically picked all these parts to run Apex Legends at the best possible performance. If you guys are interested in learning more about Apex Gaming PCs, the link will be in the description down below. You can also use code COACH to save up to $250 off your build. On top of that, all the pre-built computers that we already have are configurable, so if you don't like the GPU or some specific parts in there, or if you want to make it a little bit cheaper, or if you want to make it a little bit more powerful, you can definitely do that with the computer configurator. Now, with that being said, let's hop right on into Steam and let's get configuring our Steam binds. First things first, we're going to want to click on controller layout. If you don't see this, that's probably because your controller isn't plugged in. Make sure to plug it in, make sure it's turned on, and that should pop up for you. Now that's popped up, I already have my Steam binds already set up, so I'm actually just going to make a default layout. I'm going to apply the default template, and then we're going to click on edit layout. From here, we're going to come on down to joysticks, and then we're going to come on down to our left joystick behavior. From here, we're going to click on the drop down menu, scroll on down to create a mode shift, and the mode shift is going to be what we set our Steam binds to. So now everything that we do, this isn't going to affect your regular left stick behavior. It's only going to affect your left stick when we activate the mode shift setting. Now to set up our mode shift, we're going to click on the drop down menu again, and we're going to change the joystick to a directional pad. This is going to give us this brand new template right here, this up, down, left, right stuff. We're going to click on the gear icon next to the drop down menu that says directional pad. We're going to go to mode shift, and the mode shift button right now, this is the button that you're going to choose to activate your tap strafe settings. So me personally, I like to use my left stick click. So I'm going to just put joystick click. You can set this to whatever you want. I know some people like to set it to like their jump button or like a bumper or like a paddle or something like that. You can set it to whatever you want. I personally think that joystick click works best because you're trying to build muscle memory with your left thumb, right? That moves everything around. So we're going to put that, and then we're going to change the directional pad layout from an 8-way overlap to an analog emulation. The 8-way overlap works well, but you will feel that it's kind of clunky. Analog emulation feels significantly smoother, but doing 180s is going to require you to be a little bit more precise with your mechanics. I'm going to go the analog emulation. I've been playing on that for the last while now. Now we're going to go back, and now we're going to start setting up our binds here. So whenever I click down on my left stick, click, and I push up, this is going to be my forward tap strafe. We are going to set this to what a keyboard or a mouse and keyboard player would normally input, which would be scroll wheel up or down. We're going to pick scroll wheel up. From here, we're going to go gear icon. Regular press is now going to be a long press. Back to the gear icon, settings, and then we're going to turn on hold to repeat turbo. This is going to spam your mouse wheel over and over and over again. And then we're going to turn that all the way down and the repeat rate all the way down. We do want to turn on cycle commands. That cycle commands is going to open up this next setting right here. We're going to go to our keyboard, change that to W key, and then we don't touch this anymore. Our downwards, we're going to do the exact same that we did for the long press up top. We're going to add instead of a mouse scroll, we're going to add a S key though. And then everything else is the same. Gear icon, regular to long, gear icon, settings, turbo on, time down, rate down, turn on cycles, and then we're going to turn on our W key here. And then these two settings here are going to be slightly different. We're not going to put on cycle commands, and we're not going to put this W key on also. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to put on our left directional key, which is going to be the A key, followed by the long press, and the time down, as well as the turbo down. Do not turn on the cycles. All right, next thing, our right directional tap strafe, which is going to be the D key, long press, settings, hold to repeat on, time down, repeat down. Do not turn on that cycle. And there you go. That right there is all you need to do to set up your tap strafe, but there is one last thing we need to do. It's inside of the Apex Legends settings. So now let's hop into Apex and open up our settings there. We're going to hop into the firing range, and we're going to show you what we want to do from here on out. So if I plug in my controller, as you can see, with the default mouse and keyboard settings, we can still do a 180 tap strafe. We can still tap strafe sideways now, but we cannot do a backwards tap strafe. Whenever we do that, we kind of just lose all of our momentum and we get stuck right where we are. That's cool. All we're going to do now is we're going to go settings, keyboard, and we're going to change the move forward from W to scroll wheel up. We're not going to have a W input anymore. What this now does is, again, we can still tap strafe forward. We can still tap strafe sideways. And now we can also go backwards as well. This is going to make it so that you can make some pretty fancy movements. Now that right there is all you need to do to set up your controller tap strafe binds inside of Apex Legends. This next portion of the video, we're just going to go over some really basic tap strafing moves so that you guys can start learning how to practice. So as you can see, we have our controller layout here right at the bottom right corner of the screen. I don't know why I did that. What the heck? I was scratching my nose. It looked like I was doing a blow. And there's going to be a couple tap strafes here that we'd like to do. First things first, to understand what a tap strafe really is adding directional movements with our keyboard while we're in the air. With tap strafing, you only have up to 0.4 seconds to input a tap strafe before it wears off. This means if I jump, try to input a tap strafe late, I'm not going to turn around. It's not going to do anything. So we need to make sure that as soon as we jump off the ground, we're inputting that tap strafe within 0.4 seconds. The first tap strafe is going to be a 180. This is super simple. All we're going to do is we're going to slide jump, and then we're going to click in on our left stick, push forward so that it activates the scroll, and then we're going to do a 180 turn. What that looks like is this. Slide jump, click scroll. Slide jump, click scroll. And as you can see, that brings our momentum all the way back around. So I'm editing the video, and I actually completely forgot to mention that I actually play with two different custom build controllers that make tap strafing significantly easier. As you can see from the controller display, I'm currently pushing forward on my tap strafe. I'm turning my camera as well. I'm hitting jump and crouch all at the same time, which, as you can imagine, with the default controller, having to do that with only 2 thumbs is going to be almost impossible unless you got the craziest, longest fingers in the world and you're playing with like your knuckles or something. I choose to play with an aim controller that has 4 paddles on the back. As well, I also have a cinch controller with, instead of paddles, has 4 back buttons. Now, I personally only choose to partner with companies that I would use myself. I would never push something on you that I don't use daily. That's why I stopped playing with the Elite Series 2, because compared to these controllers, it doesn't even compete. Now, personally, paddles are my preferred back input. I love the paddles on the aim controller, but I know tons of people who absolutely love back buttons instead of paddles just because they feel a little bit more clicky, they're more responsive. I love having a big, nice surface area for my fingers to rest on. It feels perfect to me. Little side note here, with aim controllers specifically, you're going to get a lifetime warranty on all of the modded parts, which means all the digital triggers, all the swappable thumbsticks, the digital faceplate buttons, the digital bumpers, the back buttons. Everything on this controller is going to be covered underneath a lifetime warranty. You can also save 10% off with aim controllers by using code DISTRICT. As well, you can save 5% off with Cinch controllers by using code FINALBOSS. All the links will be in the description down below. Go check them out. The next move is going to be the sideways tap strafe. This one, again, is super simple. All we're going to do is we're going to sprint, slide, jump, and then we're going to click and bring our stick out to the side. Sprint, slide, jump, click, and bring it out to the side. This is really useful because now what you can start doing is you can start moving up and quickly bring yourself out to the side. So let's just say maybe I want to kind of push up on someone. I can do a move like that. The next move is going to be a backwards tap strafe, similar to the 180 where we're going to bring ourselves back around. This way we're going to keep looking forward while still engaging with someone and still bringing our body around. What this looks like here is we're going to sprint, slide, jump, and as we click, we're going to click, push forward, and wrap that around. But remember, you have to do this within 0.4 seconds, less than half of a second. So it does have to be very quick. That right there is your 4 different ways to start tap strafing on a controller inside of Apex Legends. We're soon going to have a whole tap strafe guide, how to do a variety of different stuff. This is going to include a whole bunch of stuff like super jumping and tap strafing, super gliding and tap strafing, wall jumping and inputting a tap strafe off of the wall. So maybe you want to wall jump, then 180 around, stuff like tap strafing into wall jumps. It's just going to be a massive guide on different ways that you can really utilize those tap strafes on Apex Legends controller. Now, for the people who really want to learn movement and they're really passionate about Apex Legends, we do host movement classes every single Thursday night. First month is only $10, and after that, every other month is $20. And we do have an all-access pass that includes gameplay review, bonus content from the YouTube channel, the movement classes, and 2 different libraries full of content that we add on to every week that you will have access to. So if you missed a whole bunch of movement classes from previous months or previous weeks, you're gonna be able to go rewatch those and relive that experience. Also, for our gameplay review class and for our movement class, we have in-person coaches, me and our movement coach XOXSR. Our movement classes also, we open up a private lobby so that everyone can come hop on in, and then we practice the movement that we're showing in the movement guides and don't need to worry about anyone chasing, hunting you down, and trying to kill you. It's just going to be a map that you can practice without any worries. Anyways, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. Oh, and go check out these videos right over here. They're going to be somewhere on the screen. Check them out. We'll see ya. Peace. Not see him. Pushing with you.
Low. They're both low. There's one.
Left side.